there's a quiet conversation many of us have with ourselves after the age of 70. It's in the hesitation before standing, the careful planning for a set of stairs. We are told this is just part of getting older. But what if a simple, daily food could help rewrite that story, reawakening the strength we thought was gone for good? That feeling of your own legs becoming unfamiliar is a shared experience for millions, a quiet frustration that can shrink one's world. It's the fear of a sudden fall, the loss of spontaneity to simply go for a walk, or the inability to easily get down on the floor to play with a grandchild. This isn't a personal failure. It is a physical reality that often goes unaddressed, dismissed with a simple wave of the hand as an inevitable part of the journey into our later years. But acknowledging the feeling is the very first step toward changing it. We often talk about aging with a sense of resignation, accepting things like muscle weakness as a non-negotiable part of the deal. But this narrative is incomplete. The medical term for this age-related muscle loss is sarcopenia, a condition that is not just about feeling weaker, but about a tangible loss of muscle tissue and function over time. Giving it a name helps us understand that it is a specific physiological process, and like many processes in the body, it can be influenced, managed, and significantly slowed down. The numbers are quite startling when you look at them. Studies show that after the age of 50, adults can lose up to 1% of their muscle mass each year. By the time someone reaches their 70s and 80s, this cumulative loss can seriously impact their balance, their gait, and their overall ability to live independently. This isn't just about being unable to lift heavy things. It's about having the fundamental strength for daily life, which is the true bedrock of our independence. This physical decline has a profound connection to our mental and emotional well-being. When we lose confidence in our body's ability to support us, we begin to limit our activities. We might say no to social outings, stop tending to a beloved garden, or feel a constant low-level anxiety about navigating our own home. This gradual retreat from a full life is perhaps the most significant cost of untreated muscle weakness, affecting our spirit as much as our physical body. So, we must begin to ask a different set of questions. Instead of just accepting this decline, we can explore the real reasons behind this accelerated weakness in our later years. Why do the common pieces of advice we hear so often fall short for so many people? The answer lies in looking beyond the surface-level solutions and understanding the deeper cellular mechanisms at play, which is where the real potential for change is waiting to be discovered. The most common advice given is to simply walk more. And while walking is a wonderful activity for cardiovascular health, it may not be enough to combat the specific mechanisms of age-related muscle loss on its own. For many, increasing physical activity without providing the right nutritional building blocks can lead to fatigue and frustration, making it feel like they are spinning their wheels without gaining any real traction in their journey to regain strength. Another piece of common wisdom centers around bone health, with a strong emphasis on consuming enough calcium. While strong bones are absolutely crucial for preventing fractures from falls, this focus often overshadows the other side of the equation: strong muscles. It is our muscular strength that provides the stability and balance needed to prevent those falls from happening in the first place. Healthy muscles are the active guardians of our skeletal system. Then there is the topic of protein, which is certainly a vital piece of the puzzle. We are often told to eat more lean meats, eggs, or beans to support our muscles. However, as our bodies age, they can become less efficient at a process called muscle protein synthesis. This means that even if we are consuming enough protein, our body might not be able to use it effectively to repair and build muscle tissue. It's not just about the quantity of protein, but the body's ability to process it. This confusion often leads people down the path of the supplement industry, a world filled with countless powders and pills, all promising to restore youthful vitality. While some supplements can be beneficial under medical guidance, this approach can be expensive, overwhelming, and often fails to address the root cause of inefficient muscle function. A magic pill is rarely the answer when the solution might be found in a more holistic and natural approach to our daily nutrition. The reality is that a single-minded approach is rarely effective. True progress does not come from focusing on just one thing, whether it is exercise, calcium, or protein alone. The secret lies in understanding the synergy between these elements and discovering if there is a missing component that can amplify the benefits of all the others, a component that acts less like a single instrument and more like the conductor of an orchestra. To truly understand how we can rebuild strength, we have to shift our focus from just muscle size to the concept of muscle efficiency. It's about the quality of our muscle function, not just the quantity of muscle mass. The goal is to have muscles that work smarter, that can generate power and endure activity more effectively. This is where the real change in our daily lives, our stability, and our confidence comes from. Inside every muscle cell are tiny power plants called mitochondria. They are responsible for converting food into the energy our muscles need to contract and function. As we age, these mitochondria can become less numerous and less effective. Like old batteries that can no longer hold a full charge, this decline in cellular energy production is a key driver of the fatigue and weakness associated with sarcopenia. Think of it like building a brick wall. The protein we eat represents the bricks, which are essential. However, you also need skilled and energetic construction workers to lay those bricks properly. In our muscles, there are complex cellular signals that act as these workers. As we get older, these signaling pathways can become sluggish and less responsive, meaning the bricks of protein don't get used as efficiently to repair and build the wall. What if there was a way to re-energize those cellular workers? What if certain foods contained natural compounds that could send a powerful signal to our muscle cells, telling them to clean out the old, inefficient mitochondria and improve their ability to use protein? This isn't a futuristic concept. It is a process that scientists are now understanding with incredible clarity, and it points to a profound connection between specific foods and cellular rejuvenation. Interestingly, many of the dietary patterns of past generations, long before processed foods became the norm, may have naturally included more of these beneficial compounds. Their diets were often rich in specific plant-based foods that we are now rediscovering through the lens of modern science. They may not have known the complex biochemistry at play, but they were reaping the benefits of a diet that was inherently more supportive of muscle health throughout life. The scientific community is now rediscovering the immense power of one particular group of these natural compounds. They are found in a few, very specific foods, and they have a unique ability to communicate with our muscle cells in a way that nothing else quite does. This is the missing link we have been searching for, the natural food-based solution that can make a truly shocking difference in our strength and stamina. The secret we are talking about lies within compounds known as elagitannins. While that sounds complex, their sources are wonderfully simple and have been part of the human diet for centuries. The most potent and well-studied sources are pomegranates and walnuts. When we consume these foods, our gut bacteria transform these elagitannins into a remarkable molecule called urolithin A, which is the true hero of this story. What makes urolithin A so special is its specific effect on the mitochondria within our muscle cells. It doesn't just provide raw energy, it triggers a deep cleaning process within the cell. It signals the body to identify and remove the old, damaged mitochondria that are performing poorly, making way for new, healthy ones to take their place. This is like a complete tune-up for your muscles at a cellular level, improving their fundamental ability to produce energy. Recent scientific studies, including human clinical trials, have shown this effect quite clearly. Participants who consumed nutrients that promote the body's production of urolithin demonstrated significant improvements in muscle endurance and strength compared to those who did not. This research provides a solid foundation for the claims, moving it out of the realm of speculation and into the world of evidence-based nutrition. Unlike general advice to just eat more protein, targeting this pathway is a more sophisticated approach. While protein provides the building materials, urolithin A helps to ensure the factory is running at peak performance. It enhances the body's ability to put that protein to good use, making every gram you consume more effective. This is particularly important for older adults whose bodies naturally struggle with this process. The shocking part of this daily food fix is that it's a magic bullet that grows muscle overnight. The shock is in its elegant simplicity and its precision. It is the discovery that a common food can target such a fundamental aspect of the aging process within our muscles. It's a targeted intervention, not a scattergun approach, which is why it can be so surprisingly effective where other methods have failed to deliver noticeable results. The beauty of this approach is that it is not about consuming huge, impractical quantities of these foods. The key is consistency. A small, daily inclusion of these powerful nutrients is what allows the body's cellular machinery to gradually improve. It is about making a small, sustainable change that, over time, yields significant and noticeable benefits in how your legs feel and perform every single day. Let's simplify this science with an image. Imagine each of your muscle cells is powered by a set of light bulbs that have grown dim and dusty over the years. Simply sending more electricity, or energy, to them won't make them much brighter. What urolithin A does is act like a meticulous cleaner that comes in, removes the old flickering bulbs, cleans the sockets, and installs fresh, bright new ones. The result is a system that shines brightly and powerfully once again. This cellular cleaning process is a natural one called mitophagy. It is the body's own quality control system for its mitochondria. The problem is that this process slows down as we age. The compounds in pomegranates and walnuts act as a powerful signal to ramp this cleaning process back up, essentially helping our cells to function more like they did when they were younger, leading to better energy and performance. With renewed and efficient mitochondria, our muscle cells are better prepared to do their primary job, contracting and generating force. This directly translates into tangible benefits. It means having more stamina to walk through a large grocery store, feeling more stable when you stand up from a low chair, and having that extra bit of power to climb a flight of stairs without feeling completely winded at the top. This enhanced cellular energy also has a direct impact on muscle protein synthesis. When the cells have more energy, all of their processes work better, including the process of taking amino acids from the protein you eat and using them to repair and maintain muscle fibers. This creates a virtuous cycle. The food helps the cells, and the healthier cells make better use of all the other good foods you are eating. This process is primarily about improving strength, function, and endurance, not necessarily about building large, bulky muscles. For most older adults, the goal is not bodybuilding, it is life building. It is about having the functional strength to remain independent, active, and engaged with the world. This approach is perfectly aligned with that goal, prioritizing the quality and efficiency of the muscle you already have. Now that we understand the remarkable science behind this process, the next logical question is a simple one. How do we actually put this into practice in our daily lives? The good news is that it is far simpler than you might imagine. It doesn't require drastic dietary overhauls or complicated recipes, but rather a few small, consistent, and delicious additions to your day. So let's talk about the practical application. The two most accessible and potent sources are pomegranates and walnuts. This could mean drinking a small glass, about 4 to 6 ounces, of 100% pomegranate juice each day. Or, it could be as simple as incorporating a generous handful of raw walnuts, about 1/4 of a cup, into your daily routine. Both are excellent ways to get the necessary compounds. Integrating this into your day can be effortless. You could blend the walnuts into a morning smoothie or sprinkle them over oatmeal or yogurt. The pomegranate juice can be enjoyed on its own as a morning refreshment or even mixed with sparkling water for a healthy afternoon drink. The key is to find a routine that you enjoy and can stick with, making it a habit rather than a chore. When shopping, look for pomegranate juice that is 100% juice, with no added sugar to ensure you are getting the maximum benefit without unnecessary calories. For walnuts, raw and unsalted are the best choice. Storing them in the refrigerator or freezer can help maintain their freshness and protect the delicate oils they contain from going rancid, ensuring their nutritional potency. If you have allergies to nuts, focusing solely on pomegranate is a perfect alternative. The goal is to provide your body with the raw materials it needs. It is also important to remember that these are whole foods, not supplements, so they come with a host of other benefits, including healthy fats, fiber, vitamins, and other antioxidants that support your overall health and well-being. The most important element for success is consistency. This is not a quick fix but a long-term strategy. The cellular changes we have discussed happen gradually. Making this small food adjustment a non-negotiable part of your daily routine, just like brushing your teeth, is what will allow you to experience the cumulative benefits and truly feel the difference in the strength and vitality of your legs over the coming weeks and months. Now, imagine pairing this powerful nutritional strategy with gentle movement. This is where the magic is truly amplified. The food provides the upgraded cellular machinery, and movement is the signal that tells the body to put that new machinery to work building and maintaining strength. The food prepares the ground, and movement plants the seeds for new growth. Instead of thinking about grueling workouts, reframe it as movement snacks. These are short bursts of simple activity spread throughout your day. A perfect example is to practice standing up from your chair and sitting back down 5 to 10 times in a row without using your hands for support. You can do this during a commercial break while watching television. It is a simple, safe, and incredibly effective way to activate your leg muscles. Another wonderful movement snack is the simple heel raise. While you are waiting for the kettle to boil or standing at the kitchen counter, simply rise up onto the balls of your feet slowly, hold for a second, and then lower your heels back down. Repeating this 10 to 15 times helps to strengthen your calf muscles, which are crucial for balance and for propelling you forward when you walk. The timing of these movements can make a difference. Try to perform these gentle exercises within an hour or two of having your pomegranate juice or walnuts. This can help your muscles take full advantage of the nutrients circulating in your bloodstream, maximizing the signal for repair and strengthening. It is a simple way to create a powerful synergy between your nutrition and your activity. This combination is far more effective than either approach on its own. It's a classic case of 1 + 1 = 3. The nutritional fix enhances your muscles' capacity to get stronger, and the movement provides the stimulus they need to actually do so. This integrated approach addresses both the cellular efficiency and the physical activation that are essential for rebuilding strength. The most empowering aspect of this strategy is the mindset shift it encourages. It moves away from an all-or-nothing view of exercise. Every small movement counts. The focus is on gentle, consistent activation rather than intense, sporadic workouts. This makes the goal of getting stronger feel much more achievable and sustainable for the long term. Building confidence with every small step. Think of someone like Mary, a 70-year-old woman who had grown fearful of picking up her young grandson. It wasn't that he was too heavy, but she worried her legs wouldn't be steady enough. She started a simple daily routine: a small glass of pomegranate juice in the morning and a few sets of chair stands throughout the day. It was a small change, but it was a consistent one.
After about 6 weeks of this new habit, she noticed a subtle but definite change. It started with carrying in the grocery bags from the car. She realized she could make one trip instead of two, and her legs didn't feel as shaky afterward. The change wasn't dramatic overnight, but it was a real, tangible improvement in her daily functional strength that made a huge difference in her life. Then there was a story like that of Robert, a man in his early 80s who loved his garden but had started to neglect it because the constant bending and standing left his legs feeling weak and unreliable. He started incorporating a handful of walnuts into his afternoon snack and made a point to practice simple leg strengthening movements he could do while holding onto the kitchen counter. Soon, he found he could spend 20 minutes at a time in his garden without feeling completely exhausted. He felt more stable on his feet as he moved between the flower beds, and the joy he got from his hobby returned. These are not stories about becoming athletes. They are stories about reclaiming the simple activities that bring meaning and joy to our lives. These real-world examples show how the scientific concepts we've discussed translate into meaningful life improvements. The enhanced cellular energy and improved muscle function directly lead to greater stamina and stability for everyday tasks. This is about restoring independence and rebuilding confidence, one small, consistent step at a time, proving that it is possible to feel stronger. As you listen to this, I invite you to imagine your own story. What is one small activity you have given up that you would love to get back? Perhaps it is walking to the corner store, kneeling to look at a low shelf in a shop, or simply having the confidence to navigate a crowded space without fear. This simple daily fix can be the tool that helps you write that new chapter for yourself. To ensure you get the best results, it is important to be aware of a few common pitfalls. The first is the idea that if a little is good, then a lot must be better. This is not the case. Stick to the recommended daily amounts. Overconsumption will not speed up the results and, in the case of juice, can add unnecessary sugar and calories to your diet. Consistency is far more important than quantity. The second mistake to avoid is impatience. These are deep cellular changes that take time to manifest as noticeable strength gains. Don't get discouraged if you don't feel a dramatic difference in the first week. Trust the process and stick with your new daily habit. The improvements are often gradual, a slow and steady accumulation of strength that you will begin to notice over several weeks. A third and very common error is neglecting proper hydration. Water is absolutely essential for every bodily function, and that includes muscle function. Your muscles are about 75% water. Being even slightly dehydrated can impair their ability to contract and repair themselves. Make sure you are drinking plenty of water throughout the day to support the positive changes you are making. Now for a golden tip: prioritize your sleep. The vast majority of your body's muscle repair and rebuilding happens while you are in a state of deep sleep. If you are not getting enough quality rest, you are robbing your body of its most critical recovery time. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of consistent, restful sleep each night to give your muscles the best possible chance to grow stronger. Another golden tip is to always listen to your body. When you perform gentle movements, they should feel challenging but never painful. If you experience any sharp or unusual pain, it is a signal to stop and rest. The goal is to gently nudge your muscles to adapt and grow stronger, not to push them to the point of injury. Slow and steady progress is the safest and most effective path. And finally, it is always a wise decision to speak with your doctor or a registered dietitian before making any significant changes to your diet or activity routine. This is especially important if you have any pre-existing health conditions or are taking medications. They can offer personalized advice and ensure that this approach is safe and appropriate for your individual health needs. The story that weakness is an inevitable part of aging does not have to be your reality. The power to change that narrative is not found in some complex program or expensive pill, but it can begin with a simple, deliberate choice you make at your kitchen counter each day. The potential to feel stronger, more stable, and more confident in your own legs is within your reach. We invite you to try it. Start this week with just one small change. More importantly, we invite you to be part of a community of people taking back their strength. Leave a comment below and tell us what small step you plan to take. By sharing our journeys, we can support and inspire one another. If this guide was helpful, please subscribe for more ways to live a strong and vibrant life at any age. Your path to stronger legs starts now.